meringue pie. I'm putting up the videos and I'm starting up first with desserts because let's start with dessert. Why not? I hope you really enjoy watching this and learning how to make this for your own family. Mine is extremely tart. You can vary that to your liking, sweetness versus tart. I happen to like it a little tart, so enjoy. So now I'm going to turn my attention to dessert. Now, can I make a homemade pie shell? You bet your sweet bippy I can. Do I have the time and want to do it today with everything going on? Heck no. So these are store-bought pie shells. And y'all know as good as I do, if you're going to do a pre-baked pie shell, you've either got to use pie weights or you've got to get that fork and go around and make little holes so the steam will escape. There she was, just walking down the street singing. We're going to put them in the oven at 400 degrees on a rack. And they're going to need about 10 minutes to be golden brown. You can carefully reach in, so you want to make sure you check them and you get any spots that are wanting to, you know, bubble up. Okay guys, those pie crusts are all done. You want them to be golden brown at the edges. But it's 400 degrees, a minimum of 10 minutes, and that's about 12 or 13 minutes for me. Okay, we're gonna make the lemon meringue pie filling. What I've got in here is our sugar. It's a ½ cup of granulated sugar. To that, I'm going to add a package of the Cook and Serve lemon jello. And I've already got that open. I'm just gonna pour it in here. And then we're going to whisk that together. We're going to add 1 1/4 cups of water. And what I've got mixed in there with it are the 2 egg yolks. I don't have the heat on yet. I'm going to blend this all together. And when I get all this together, we're going to add the secret ingredient. Whisk it until it's mixed. This is a ½ cup of lemon juice, and you can use fresh or real lemon from the refrigerator. Okay, so we're going to mix that up and cook it through. I'm going to cook this on halfway between medium and high, maybe medium high. You reckon that's what they call it? And every couple of minutes, I'm stirring it with the flat edge spatula. Okay. In just a little while, you're going to have, when you start stirring, you're going to start getting things at the bottom, okay? And that's when you want to keep on stirring the entire time until you get a boil, okay? So it's going to look like little clumps of gelatin, because that's essentially what it is. And then just making sure I'm doing the bottom. Now, do you see how it turned into that boil and it changed and went thick? That's because it's got cornstarch in that mix. And it works for me every time. I'm going to let it sit for about 5 minutes off the burner. I just turned it off. Then we're going to pour it in the pie shell. Okay? Okay. It's been sitting now for about 5 minutes. I want to show you what this will do. When you pull it back, it will create a pathway. And it'll fill back up because it's not all the way cool. But when you can see a pathway and it's been sitting out for about 5 minutes, it's time to pour it in the pie shell, because it's going to cool on and it's going to stick to itself, and eventually when it cools all the way down, it's going to stick together and be firm. Okay, I find this makes the perfect amount for a regular 9-inch pie crust, and it makes 1 pie, those measurement ingredients. Can you see it's already cooling down even more? We're going to put it to the side. I'm going to finish a chocolate pie, then we're going to put meringue on both and stick them in the oven to brown the meringue. But you want to cook the meringue while the filling is still hot or warm, okay? So I'm going to do that. Here I have 6 egg whites. We've got some regular granulated sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and a spatula or a stirrer. And we're going to whisk these up to high. But we've got to put the 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar in it. And what this will do is help stabilize it and help make the peaks stand after you make your meringue. It's going around on high, and I'll bring it and show you what stiff peaks are in a second. Okay, that only took about 2 or 3 minutes on high. And if you can see, that's what stiff peaks are. They're not going anywhere. Okay, but you don't want to overbeat it because it's a protein. So now we're going to add about 3/4 cup of sugar. And I'll sprinkle a 1/4 cup. Okay, then we start it back on low. Blend it in. Do another 1/4 cup. Blend it in. And then do the last one. And when I do the last one, I go ahead and put the 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, and add that. And we're going to blend it up until it's all mixed in. I'm going to scrape it down on the sides one last time to incorporate it all over. Give it one more good whip, and then we'll be ready to put it on the pies and bake at 400. Okay, I've divided the meringue because it's 3 egg whites per pie, and I use a 1/4 cup of sugar per 2 egg whites when I'm doing making the meringue. But I just use a spatula to bring the meringue out to the edges, and then I'll worry about the middle. Now I'm going to cover all of the pies to the edge. Make sure it hits the crust on the edge, okay? And then we're going to fluff it up. I'm going to do both pies. So here's the lemon, and here's the chocolate, and they both are utterly divine looking. Here we go, y'all. Lemon meringue pie at its finest. Now this is kind of tart because I like to use that lemon juice. You can substitute any ratio of liquid water to lemon juice ratio, or just use water if you don't like it tart at all. But let me tell you, this is scrump-delicious, tart, delicious, wonderful. Makes your tongue roll up in the back of your mouth. It's got a pucker to it, but it's so good. Thank y'all so much. Like, share, subscribe. Make this pie and tell me about it. It's not hard. Y'all can do this. Make something delicious for your family. God bless you. Please like, share, subscribe. Take care.